Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, Signal here and welcome back to another video. So in this one, we're going to talk about quality of life features that I would like to see in Injustice Mobile, because we get quite a lot of quality of life features in the last update that nobody saw coming, and there are things I have talked about. I'm not saying I'm the reason why they got implemented in the goddamn game, but since there might be a small possibility that things I talk about have a higher chance of getting introduced into the game, we might as well talk about more things. So this is going to be a list of quality of life features I want to see in Just 2 Mobile. And by quality of life features, I mean things that are going to make players' lives easier, generally speaking. They're going to incentivize them to play the game a bit more and make them feel like the game respects their time a bit more. Sadly, there's no soul rate to showcase the chance for legendary shards right now available, but soul rates have a 15% chance to drop shards for the featured character in that soul rate. I mean, other than the fact of seeing some shards in Dawn of Apocalypse or Rise of Krypton would be nice, because those soul rates have not been updated. But they did something very interesting with the Lake Invasions that I would love to see in Solar Raids. So with Lake Invasions, previous to the last update, you would have a chance to get legendary shards. And a higher chance, I mean, depends on what division you're on. I think the chance went all the way up to 100% when you're max division. So that was kind of good too. But people were a bit mad about this, I guess, and they were like, okay, I got you. Every single one of you is gonna get guaranteed legendary shards, but the amount of shards are gonna be dependent on how high you were able to climb. And doing that to soul rates would be real nice. I mean, having something like, let's say, normal difficulty is gonna give you like even 5 shards. Throw some random 5 shards, which is probably going to be better than the random 3% chance, and then you work your way up to the point where that person, as they're playing the soul rates, has, let's say, the guarantee. I'm not going to say an exact value, trying to divide 400 equally. Let's say they get something like 50 shards, 50 shards, 100 shards, 100 shards, bam, they finish heroic 4 or something like that, and they unlock the character, or even at heroic 5 or even at heroic 6. Give me as little shards as you want, but make them increase as I go up in heroics, so I have a reason to grind for, and I have a reason to farm heroic. I mean, now I kind of do have a reason to farm heroic, because boy, with the new talent reroll system, those gems are depleting fast. But would be nice to have a guaranteed shard drop. I don't even want that many shards. Like, if you would have given me like 100 shards for legendary character every single time I cleared heroic 7, for example, I probably would have triple the amounts that I randomly dropped with my garbage luck so far. So the legendary chances would be great. Next time I want to talk about soul rate artifacts. I would love it if they would maybe increase the chances for soul rate specific artifacts as you go up in heroics yet again, because they drop, they exist. I have gotten quite a few drops of soul rate specific artifacts, but compared to how many heroics I've cleared on 2 accounts, it's such a small amount for the amount of time spent in that game mode, and I don't feel like I'm getting at all rewarded in that way. And I'm not asking for a guarantee even. Let's say we got the legendary chances right now. Make it chance based. Let's say you have a 100% to get the soul rate specific artifact in normal difficulty. You get the fodder box in let's say heroic 1, you get the fodder box. Heroic 2, you get the fodder box. You got 3 fodder boxes at this point. You can equip the entire team. And then after that, let's say it's a 90% chance for a fodder box, and then you divide the rest of the chances between the other artifacts. And let's say you go to something like in heroic 7, it's going to be a 50% chance to get another fodder box, and 50% chance is going to be shared amongst every single other soul rate artifact. And I'm talking only about tier 5. Still give me garbage on tier 1 to 4, but at least when I get to that tier 5 and I kill that Raven, I'm gonna sit there on the edge of my seat knowing that I have a 50% chance to get a random soul rate artifact, because the problem with these soul rate artifacts is, I mean, some of them are just straight up garbage, but some of them could be fun, could maybe be interesting, but it's not justifiable to try and get them or to spend resources on them, because they're such a limited thing. So it kind of rules out artifacts that could be used for entertainment purposes, because you have just so many resources to spend and they cost so much real money to gamble for that you can't afford to try and build bad ones. So yeah, let's move on. So I got two things I want to talk about Arena. So since the artifacts got introduced into the game, and that was a very long time ago, it's such a chore to set up a team. Okay, let's say I want to set up the multiverse thing here. Let's see together how much time it takes. We're at 5 minutes 14 into the recording. Okay, let's see. I want multiverse Flash here. I want multiverse armor Supergirl here. I want Supergirl. Now we get out of this menu. We have to start clicking each one of them individually. I want the Sword of Salvation on this character. And now I want the Dark Metal cards on Multiverse Armor Supergirl. Come on, load a bit faster. And keep in mind, this is a team I know off the back of my head what I want on. There's some moments where I'm just scrolling thinking, what do I put with this character specifically, which makes it take even longer. Okay, we put Dark Metal cards here. And then we put the Dragon Staff is already equipped here, because I'm mainly using it on her, or I last time used it on her, and I'm not like re-equipping it. But it took me somewhat like 1 minute to get the team set up, and this was a team I knew how to set up. And what they have in MK Mobile is team presets. Bro, if I had my team presets, it would probably be in a gameplay session. So let's say I play Arena for 1 hour a day. Out of that 1 hour, probably at least 15 to 20 minutes is gonna be setting up the goddamn teams. Or maybe it's an exaggeration, but you're gonna have 10 more minutes of me actually playing the game rather than just interacting with this stupid ass team sorting thing that I need to do and equipping the artifacts. I would absolutely love if we had team presets. That would respect players' time so much and be so great. Probably they're gonna have some trouble with that if they want to have the artifacts equipped too, because that would be great, because if you don't also equip the artifacts on the characters as you have them in preset, you're not really fixing much. But yeah, that would be insane. And the next thing I want to get into, and I'm not the biggest fan generally of this thing, but it might be necessary. Look, this is the autoplay. The autoplay is absolute trash, absolute dumpster fire garbage. Look, she tagged in, Multiverse Armor Supergirl tagged in, did an uninterruptible tagging on a full power bar, and didn't bother doing a goddamn special. The AI in the autoplay is actually worse than the enemy AI. It's so much worse than the enemy AI, and that's just not acceptable. Like, autoplay is a feature in Injustice Mobile that has been there since launch, and has been since launch absolute garbage and almost never used. I did use it a bit in Champions Arena, and in Champions Arena, in order to make this work, you'd have to have a team that's kind of 5 to 10 times higher threat than the enemy to stand a chance for the autoplay to work. And again, I played a bit of NK Mobile, and the autoplay there is a lot better. And I don't want autoplay playing my soul raid fights. I want to do that myself, and it's probably going to be very hard to make it play those well. I don't want autoplay playing my League Invasion fights. But hey, the mindless arena daily grind, I definitely wouldn't mind an autoplay that I don't want or expect to win every single time. But out of 5 fights I could win, as it is currently, it's gonna win 0 fights out of those. Oh, I didn't even turn it on here. Let me turn it back on. But yeah, it's absolutely terrible, and there's no way you can use this to grind almost anything in the game. And I think if they made that work, it would save a lot of people's time. Look at her again doing unblockable tag and not using a special afterwards. But yeah, let's move on to the next part. I know you guys are getting tired at this point, but I promise this is the last time I'll mention MK Mobile. But there's something that I really like there, which is the auto-claimer of daily quests. I mean, they did something here where you just enter this and it claims them automatically, but there's a lot of times where I do my dailies, or the important ones. Like, I don't care about 500 credits, and it would be great to get a reward in terms of the dailies, because the rewards here, boy, they are not good. They are not good for the most part. Like, literally the only 2 good rewards are going to be gems and gems. Other than that, you do not care about them. I mean, if you're a new player, you might as well get your reforge from here. I remember how important this daily reforge was back in the day. But this is not worth grinding. The only 2 things are the gems, and a lot of times I do claim my daily login bonus. I go into soul raids, I play my soul raid fights, and then forget to enter back in and claim those 30 gems. And it might seem dumb and retarded on my end, but I would love if the game would be next day in the email, Hey, buddy, you didn't collect those rewards from the dailies. You kind of missed those, buddy. Here they are for you. Like the dumbass you are, fed to your face in the inbox. I would love that. Not sure how many people got that problem. Maybe it's a me problem, maybe it's a mental thing, but I would love to see that. Okay, here is something I've said and I'll keep saying until there's something that they're gonna do something with it. What do I do with those 11k extra shards for Raiden? Because he's fully class ascended, you can't be like, oh, now where you put the class ascension, there's gonna be a lot more shards used. Yeah, I still got 11k. And yeah, if I donate 30 shards a day to my league mates, though nobody's currently asking for Raiden, I don't think I've ever seen anybody asking for Raiden, it'll still take me probably more than the life cycle of this game to donate all those shards. Let me do something with them. Let me, when I press convert shards, don't give me only the option of converting some of the prismatic shards I have into some Raiden shards. Let me convert some of the Raiden shards into prismatic or class specific shards. I don't even care at this point about the rates. I would be happy if you gave me one class shard for each 100 additional shards I got for a character. I mean, that's a bit of an unfair bargain, to be honest. More like 25 would be more fair, maybe 50. But even if you make it 100 for one prismatic shards, I would be happy because I would have a purpose for all my extra shards, and it makes it a lot less punishing and a lot less sad when you get garbage rewards in like soul raids or in opening chests. Now next time, if that gets introduced, next time I drop a goddamn Raiden, I'm not gonna think about, oh, I dropped a Raiden again. I'm gonna think about, oh, I got some prismatic class shards. And also you might end up in a situation where you don't have any arcane character, let's say, that need any more shards. And I would love it if there was a way to convert those into prismatic shards. Again, give it a rate of 10 for 1. I don't care, but make it possible. That's about it with the shards. I've been screaming about this for a couple of years now. People don't seem to really care about it that much, I guess. But we'll see how it goes. But prismatic shards is one of the dumbest, but extra shards are one of the dumbest things in Just Mobile. Like, what the hell am I supposed to do with those? How many more systems do you need to slap on top of the, like, the stars were yellow, now they're purple. Let's say they put another class, the second class ascension, they're gonna make them green. They put a third class ascension, they're gonna make them brown. And my Raiden is still gonna have a ton of extra shards, buddy. What do I do with those? I want a way to be able to convert them, ideally. But yeah, let's move on. The store section is generally trash. I mean, now it's not the case because we got a very good sale. But generally it's trash, and the new player doesn't really have many things to get. And I would love something like a rework on the hero chest, because this has garbage character drops. Like Atlantean Armor Aquaman is fine for new players, I guess. EGL is not that bad, but oh boy, this ain't looking good. This definitely ain't looking good, and so many silver characters. So what I would like to see is the rework of this, just to the point where you only put in it characters that might be good for new players. Let's say you put Atlantean Armor Aquaman, you put Batman the Drowned, you put Kim Flant's Aquaman, you can keep EGL in there, remove all the goddamn silvers from here, and make it a decent chest, like that people look at and they're gonna be like, this is not gonna be the best thing in the world. This is not gonna be things that, except for Batman the Drowned, if they put it there. Maybe even don't put that there. But I want a chest where people don't look at it like, oh, this is the best thing in the game for all stages of play. But people look at it, well, this is not gonna be that useful in a few months of playing the game. But early on, boy, do I love opening me some hero chests. And also, I think that games still, in order to make players log in, is they give a free chest at a certain amount of intervals of time, and we get a free basic chest in this game. I mean, this might have been something when the game released, though even at that point it was probably still garbage. But now I can log in every 3 hours to get one flash shard. This is garbage. Make it, rework the hero chest and make it so that it is free, something like every 24 hours, and maybe make the old hero chest into the basic chest and to make that free every 4 hours or something. Like, you need to give ways to people to feel like they're a bit helped, their hand is held a bit in the early stages of the game, because that's how you keep players. So I would love to see that. And while we're in the topic of chests, Not every single game does this, but now it's kind of a standard of the industry. I don't know how hard this is to implement. It might be something that they might have had to have thought about since they made the game and made the game with those systems implemented. But let's say we have a feature chest. Let's talk about, for example, my boy Ace Green Arrow. Let's pretend he's the best character in the game and you have only a 1% chance to drop him. Now, let's say the chest has a pity mechanic. A pity mechanic is, in the case of you get crazy unlucky, you're gonna get a character anyway. So let's say this is a 1% chance to get this man, you should expect to get him every 100 openings. And if you open 100 chests without getting this man, you're gonna get him for free, guaranteed. Ace Green Arrow, because that's what the pity timer does. It makes sure you don't get crazy unlucky, and that would ease up a lot of the frustration of people. I mean, it's gonna be kind of weird to calculate because this is shard based and very small amounts of shard base. Because other games have characters that you need more shards to upgrade, like Genshin Impact, for example, but the base drop of shards is gonna be enough to unlock the character by default. So, for example, I have no idea how many chests you would need to go through to, in theory, unlock Blue Beetle from a PT timer. Maybe 50. Maybe if you open 50 of those and you still don't have the Blue Beetle unlocked, maybe get 200 shards for Blue Beetle or something like that. Again, this is very iffy to implement in this game, but would be a great thing to see and would make people a lot less mad when they open chests. And last thing before wrapping up this video, because I did see quite a few players in my comments on YouTube also that were returning to the game after the last update that those guys did, or that you guys did if you're watching to this video, which I really hope. And that's great. And the last update was probably the best update Injustice Mobile has ever received. But when a new player comes in, I think there's a returning player calendar. Oh no, I think there's a new player calendar now, but I would love to see a good returning player calendar and a good new player calendar, because those 7 days, either when they start playing the game or after they return, are very important, and you need to make them feel like they're logging in every day for something. Like, give them something like a gold cyborg, a gold Batum on the ground, a Kinflan Sakumi guaranteed at 3 stars for the new players. I don't know, man. Give them even a 3-star legendary character at that point, but make sure they have a reason to log in, because if they're gonna log in for those 7 days, they're probably gonna stick around, or you at least increase the chance of that happening. But yeah, all that being said, thanks so much for watching. Let me know what you think about this in the comments, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye!